keep those issues in mind. Everybody else kind of have that thing in the back of your mind. I'm pretty sure this wild and crazy ride that I'm going to tell you about that I'm on will kind of cover all of those things. But I think it's also important that the people that speak to you can talk to you and not at you. You know what I mean? You guys aren't bystanders in this democracy. You guys are extremely important. And I'm not walking into this room as if I'm just the expert. You have to listen to me. I would like to engage in dialogue. If you have any questions at any point, we don't have to wait until the end. And if you also have a comment that you would like me to respond to also. But I want to make sure that you all understand that we're going to get to this destination together. The goal here, before I teach you anything, is to keep you awake. Okay? If anybody falls asleep in here, I will go home and tell my wife I failed, okay? And I don't want to do that. Dion Dawson, founder and chief dreamer of Dion Chicago Dream. We're a nonprofit social enterprise that specializes in food insecurity, but a lot of fancy words is to pretty much say we're the opposite of the pantry model. So when you think about, food pantries, you think about two main things. You think about volunteerism, volunteering at a food pantry, and you think about donated food. How do we have a food drive to get the food there? How do we do that? So with Dion Chicago Dream, we actually have never recorded a single volunteer hour. Instead, we've created 55 wage-paying jobs from the community paying at least $20 an hour, if not more. And we've never taken a single piece of donated produce. So to date, we've provided more than 7 million pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables that we've purchased, packed, and delivered. And the reason why that's important, and the reason why I say that, is because regardless of an organization or a company having social good in its mission, you also want to make sure that after about 30 seconds, they're not boring you to death. So if I stopped, you'll kind of know at least what makes us different. What's your name? Yeah. Graham? Graham. Gotcha. Nice to meet you. Graham, what's your favorite color? Purple. Listen, that's not common. You guys should be best friends if you're not already. There we go. Graham, what is something unique about Dion Chicago Dream?
It's the opposite of the food pantry model.
Boom, that's what I'm talking about. Everything that I tell you should be able to spit back to me because it's not complicated. We're the opposite of the pantry model, not saying the pantry model was bad, but just decided to innovate a little bit, right? You don't want to poo-poo on anybody's idea, but you want to say, hey, I think I can make this thing a little bit better. So I started in 2020. It wasn't a story of glitz and glamour and me finding my life's calling after reading the Bible and God speaking to me and saying, hey, feed my people. It wasn't that amazing. It was actually someone in your age bracket asking me in 2020, how are you going to celebrate Juneteenth in 2020? Now, I don't know if you guys know how it feels to lie, but I literally tried to lie my way out of it. I was like, oh, I want to do stuff, but I can't. And he looked at me and he said, no, what are you going to do? So I said, without thinking, I'm going to feed 100 families. Now, at this time, in 2020, of course, the pandemic, it started, so the world is shut down. I mean, everything is in chaos, but more importantly, I'm broke. So I don't know how I'm going to feed 100 families. But I said it. First thing about this thing is, a lot of times with your goals, you just got to say it. You got to say it out loud. Say it to your best friend who might not have a middle name. But it's important to make sure you say it. And so in saying that, I was tied to it. And so the first thing I had to do was figure out, how do I make some money to feed 100 families? What do you think I did? Somebody. Anybody. If you need to. Money. You know what? Wait. That was so funny. Oh, man. How did I make the money?
You needed to make money, so how did you?
Yes. That is why everybody was like, oh, my God. Talk to me.
You made the money by asking somebody to give you money.
But how? Think about it. If you guys left tonight and you were tasked with raising $500 apiece, what would you do?
Knock on the door.
Okay. If your neighbors don't like you, what would you do? Okay, you like doors. Okay, he's the door guy. Somebody else. Hold on.
Family and friends.
Family and friends. What else?
GoFundMe.
Boom! Thank you. I did not want to get to 25 people. What's your name? Will, you're my favorite right now. Thank you. You saved me. It was going to get dark. I did a GoFundMe. To hear the full speech, go to our YouTube channel at Chief Dreamer Dion. All right, check it out. We waiting on you.